Hello everyone, welcome back to this week's episode of Learning Kitchen Live. My name is Molly Hoyle and I am a nutrition intern at Beth Israel Deaconess Medical Center who is doing my community rotation here at Community Servings. Today I have the opportunity of doing a Learning Kitchen Live with you and share a great recipe that has been such a staple for me during my busy internship. This recipe is called Easy Oven Egg Bites. The reason being that this recipe has been such a staple for me is due to the fact that it is not only easy to prepare, but it also is easy to make as well, and you can use for later storage. So now to get started, I'm going to introduce each of the ingredients that I will be using today. I just want to note that these ingredients are things that I enjoy in my Easy Oven Egg Bites. However, there may be some ingredients that you would prefer to put in yours, and that is totally fine, as this recipe can be very versatile. The ingredients today I will start with is first some cooking spray, then also a 12 inch muffin tin, a large bowl, 8 large eggs as you can see in this bowl here, 1 cup of shredded cheddar cheese, a fourth of a teaspoon of salt and a dash of freshly ground black pepper, 2/3 cups of diced tomatoes, 1/2 cup of coarsely chopped baby spinach, and then 1/3 cup of thinly sliced green onions. And then the last ingredient, which will be 1/3 cup of skim milk. Now you might be asking yourself, why am I choosing skim milk? Well, the reason for choosing skim milk is due to the fact that this type of milk has the least amount of saturated fat in it compared to something like whole milk. Saturated fat in high amounts has been shown to raise one's blood cholesterol and can actually play a role in clogging one's arteries. Therefore, choosing a milk that is skim milk or even 1% might be a better option compared to whole milk. From here, now that I've gathered all of my ingredients, I'm going to now portion out for what the recipe calls for. Like I said before, I just want to reiterate how simple and quick this recipe is to make, and it also can ensure someone is having a nutrient-dense breakfast. As they say, breakfast is the most important meal of the day, and the reason being for this is that it breaks the overnight fasting period and replenishes your body with sugar to boost one's energy level to get them through the morning. No matter what your occupation is, everyone needs energy in the morning to help them with their daily tasks. And this can be the perfect breakfast, especially for someone who has hectic mornings like me. So now that we have all the ingredients, it's time to start the process of mixing all the ingredients in the bowl with the eggs, as you can see here. First, we are going to take the 8 large eggs that I've already cracked before, and now I'm going to add the portioned out shredded cheese, the skim milk, and the salt and the freshly ground pepper. From here now, I will start whisking. And while I do this, while I whisk the ingredients, as this might take a little bit, I really want to stress the additional benefit of this recipe, and that is the fact that it is high in protein. One thing to know is that we recommend is that 10 to 35% of your calories should come from protein, with everyone's protein intake varying depending on a person's weight, height, medical status, and current activity level. No matter what your background is, NERD will tell you that protein is a major source of one's energy and should be incorporated at every meal and snack. The reason being that protein is so important is because it can do such things as build lean muscle tissue, reduce hunger, increase fullness to avoid overeating, which then leads to weight gain, and also help the body fight different infections and viruses. So now that I've whisked this up, we are about ready to add in the other ingredients. So now we can go ahead and add in the diced tomatoes, the green onions, and the baby spinach. And from here now, we're going to stir once again to kind of mix all of the ingredients together prior to putting it in the oven. So another thing to note is that spinach is also a great source of fiber as well. And fiber can be really beneficial into one's health, so that is something that also is beneficial here in this recipe. But again, if you want to add different ingredients, like for, let's say you don't like tomatoes or something like that, that is completely up to you and totally fine, as this recipe can be very versatile, like I said before. All right, so now since this is pretty much all mixed up, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to scoop into this 12 muffin tin here. And this is actually the second to last step in the process. So as I am scooping into this tin, it's important to approximately fill each of the cups about 1/4. But again, just doing the best you can on making it even. So as I pour into this muffin tin, I would also like to share with you that it is really important that half of one's plate should be consisted of fruits and veggies. Now this recipe contains some vegetables, as we can see here as the spinach. However, not all of your vegetable requirements are actually in this recipe. So it would be my recommendation to add a fruit or a vegetable on the side, such as carrots, cucumbers, berries, and this can be up to your choice. So whatever vegetable or fruit you like on the side, that would be a great addition to add on the side of your egg bites. And now, as I'm finishing pouring these into the tins, great. All right, and so now we are ready to pop these in the oven for approximately 15 to 18 minutes, or until the egg bites are puffed up and golden brown. So I'm going to pop those into the oven, but one more thing that I would like to know is that while we wait on the egg bites to cook, one other tidbit that I like to share when making this recipe is the fact that you can make it and store it for later. Directions for storage include, if you refrigerate it, do this within 2 hours of making it and eat within 4 days. If you do decide to freeze it, it's recommended to arrange the egg bites on a baking sheet, place the baking sheet into the freezer until solid, which approximately takes 1 to 2 hours, and then you can place the frozen egg bites in a Ziploc freezer bag. And these can be stored for up to 2 months. When you are deciding that when you want to thaw your egg bites from the freezer, it is recommended to thaw in the refrigerator overnight and then proceed to reheating in the microwave for 20 to 30 seconds, or you can place them on a baking sheet and heat them in the oven at 350 degrees. So now we actually have a finished product already done. So now, so here is the finished product of the egg bites after cooking for 15 to 18 minutes in the oven. Thank you for listening to today's episode of Learning Kitchen Live, and be sure to tune in next Thursday for a new recipe to be shared. As a reminder, the recipe will be in the comments below. Thank you.